3 overall state titles, 4 non-public championships, 26 wins, and 1 loss. And today, Delbarton looks to claim the top prize again. The Green Wave faces Gloucester Catholic next on MSG Varsity. MSG Varsity presents High School Sports Showcase. From Newark, New Jersey, it's the 2010 New Jersey Devils NJSIAA High School Ice Hockey Championships. In the non-public matchup, it is the number 3 seed Gloucester Catholic Rams against the top-seeded Delbarton Green Wave. Hello and welcome to Prudential Center. Steve Degler along with Pete Caggiano, and a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new here. Delbarton, very experienced, has been to this game many times. It is a very young program for Gloucester Catholic.
Well, Delbarton nationally ranked all year. 6 times they've won the state championship game. They're going for their 3rd straight. But you mentioned Gloucester Catholic. Wow, their coach Gaudreau said, we're going to beat them. He actually said that. He said, we're going to beat them. They are so confident. They are playing well. I expect a big game from them. It
is only the 6th year of hockey for Gloucester Catholic. Let's take a look at how these two teams did advance to the finals. And Delbarton with a 4-2 win over Morristown Beard in the semifinals. And Gloucester Catholic beat CBA.
Wow, that was another big upset. CBA, perennial powerhouse in Central Jersey.
Well, Guy Gaudreau is the head coach for Gloucester Catholic, and one of his top players, what happens to be his son, John?
Oh, John's an outstanding player. 48 points on 21 goals. Going to Northeastern. He's got a ticket to go to Northeastern. This kid can play the game. Good hands, smart player as well.
And on the other side, another guy who's going to play in college, the very talented Kenny Agostino.
Wow, you can't say enough about Kenny Agostino. He's going to Yale. Last year, he was the Star Ledger Player of the Year for ice hockey in New Jersey.
46 goals, 32 assists so far this season, looking for another state title. It is Gloucester Catholic taking on the Green Wave of Delbarton for the non-public championship. We'll have more from the Prudential Center in just a moment. You're watching High School Sports Showcase on MSG Varsity. Back at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, as we continue our pregame before the non-public ice hockey final between the Gloucester Catholic Rams and the Delbarton Green Wave. Well, Gloucester Catholic certainly wanted this rematch, losing, as you mentioned earlier, Pete, 4-2 in the regular season to Delbarton. And the head coach of the Rams, Guy Gaudreau, said his team really has to stay focused here tonight. They're on the biggest stage the state can present, and they have to play their game against Delbarton.
First period, first 8 minutes to make sure we don't give any goals, slow them down a little bit to our pace, and then go after them. The first 8 minutes would be the most important 8 minutes of the game. I've noticed Delbarton, they come out real strong the first 7-8 minutes, try to put 3-4 goals in, then they'll bury you the rest of the way. If you can keep them to a 0-0 after the first 8 minutes, then the game kind of evens up a little bit, and then that is our game plan right now, the first 8 minutes.
Delbarton defeated Morristown Beard in the semis. The Cream rose to the top in the second period, down 1-0. Kenny Agostino sends up Michael Ambrosia to tie the game with a shot just under the crossbar. 3 minutes later was Peter McMullen. His shot goes between the post and the goaltender for the lead. And then on the power play was Kenny Agostino, scoring his first of 2 goals on the night as the Green Wave won it 4-2 to advance to the finals.
You know, bleeds winning, you know, and it's contagious. And the guys that are in our locker room have seen past teams come through and have success, and they want that same kind of success, especially when they're seniors. We're a senior-dominated team with 10 kids who are very good players, and 9 of them are going off to play college hockey, and they want to go out on a good note. And, you know, once you have the taste of coming to the Prudential Center, you know, you want to relive that every year.
Delbarton looking for 3 straight. Gloucester Catholic looking for the upset in just its 6th year of existence. We'll drop the puck and get the non-public final underway in just a moment. You're watching High School Sports Showcase on MSG Varsity. Steve Degler, Pete Caggiano back at Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey for the non-public championship game. Number 3, Gloucester Catholic at 15-3-2 against the top-seeded Delbarton Green Wave at 26-1 on the season, looking for a three-peat in the title game. Guy Gaudreau is the head coach of the Rams in his third season, 49-10-5 his record. And he is opposed by Bruce Chattel of Delbarton in his 9th year, and quite a success story. 2-12, 25, and 18 his career mark. Patrick McSparron, a senior, will be in goal for Gloucester Catholic, 13-2-1 with a 1.40 goals against average and 3 shutouts on the season. And at the other end, it's Bobby Kaminsky, a senior at 18-1 with a 1.14 goals against average, and he has posted 7 shutouts on the season. Ryan Honig and Adam Hayshik are the officials. Gloucester Catholic in the maroon, Delbarton in the white. Last time they met was back on January 20th. Delbarton led 3-1. It became 3-2, and then it was Kenny Agostino scoring an empty net goal to ice a 4-2 Delbarton win.
That was a very close game, Steve. Went right down to the wire. And if you talk to the people from Gloucester Catholic, they feel they should have won that game. They think they outplayed Delbarton.
This will be an icing against the Green Wave. Guy Gaudreau certainly very confident in his defense. No question about that.
He sure is. He felt that if he can stem the tide the first 7-8 minutes of Delbarton, he'd have a good chance to win the game.
Well, the description for Delbarton in the opening minutes of games is overwhelming, the way they come after opponents. Try and end things before they even start. Here's the Green Wave skating up the left wing. Dumped in behind McSparron. Through center ice and retreating for Delbarton is Matt Killian, who is a junior. Killian will bounce it to center ice. And playing it for the Rams is Joe Usher. Usher, otherwise known as the team comedian, described as a very funny young man. Sure, he is quite serious right now. Delbarton looking for the rush. Off the skate of Mike Piravano. Kept in, and a quick shot by Michael Ambrosia, and a nice save by McSparron. From the point score! Early on, there is the attack for Delbarton as Tom Pesci gets his 4th of the season. It is 1-0, a minute 15 in.
And Patrick McSparron never saw the shot. He was still looking in front of him when the puck hit the twine behind. There's the pass from behind the net. Quick shot by Tom Pesci over the right shoulder of Patrick McSparron. And we mentioned earlier about Delbarton wanting to hit the twine early, and they did it.
1:15, the time of the goal on the first shot of the game for either side. And that is exactly the MO for the Green Wave. Get on the board early. And they have accomplished that in this one. So now Gloucester Catholic will need to try and regroup here. Unassisted goal for Pesci at 1:15. And that's not exactly the way Guy Gaudreau drew it up. See what his team can do here now to bounce back. Trying to work on the forecheck here. Matt Killian has it for the Green Wave. He'll slide it to center ice. Played there by Ryan Meehan. He'll send it back in behind Kaminsky. Still working behind the net. Pops out to the left point. Joe Usher will send it in deep once again. Back to Usher. He can't control, and it rolls to center ice. No icing on this one. Is able to go back and play it for Delbarton is Tommy Davis.
Gloucester Catholic sending 2 men deep on the forecheck.
Delbarton now 3-on-2 developing. Dennis Daring looking to go in front. And nicely done defensively by the Rams. There's John Bowen, a sophomore. Green Wave with Pesci unable to get it out. Second opportunity and dumped to center ice by Dennis Daring. Icing is waved off.
Last moment.
Getting there first was Peter McMullen. Backhander on the short side by Michael Longo is handled by McSparron. And the rebound is cleared in front. Rams look to break the other way, down 1-0 early. Kaminsky will bump that one over the net. Comes out on the right wing to Michael Longo. Longo will gain the blue line. Tries to center one. That's blocked away nicely by Anthony Calabrese.
Nice
Calabrese comes up with it.
Nice fast pace to this game as both teams going end to end.
John Gaudreau, the coach's son. Drop pass and a nice body check made on the play by Michael Ambrosia. For Delbarton, Mike Piravano. Piravano skates through the slot, fires one wide to the blocker side. Going one way, shooting back the other, trying to catch some open space, and he missed the net.
Absolutely so. Patrick McSparron was moving from his left to his right, left a little bit of an opening, but he couldn't find the shot.
Long pass, here's Kenny Agostino, can't handle it at the blue line, and it ends up being an icing against the Green Wave. Delbarton making its 9th appearance in the championship game. They've won 2 straight. Also took the title in 2006.
2008, 2009, you can keep going.
And that semifinal win over Morristown Beard at 4-2, by far the closest of the 3 games played by the top seed. They beat Montclair Kimberly 12-1 and Don Bosco Prep 10-0 in the quarterfinals. 3rd icing of the period against the Green Wave.
Delbarton plays an unbelievable schedule. They go up and play the prep schools in New England. They go out to Minnesota and play the teams out there. That's why they were nationally ranked in the top 10 all season.
And meanwhile, the Rams weren't really tested. 3 goals, the closest game. That was to Christian Brothers Academy in the semis. Other 2 wins were rather comfortable ones. That one against CBA was tight, though. Francis Fournet scored the go-ahead goal with just over 2 minutes left, and then 2 empty netters made that a 3-goal game. Here's one loose in front. Agostino scores, and it's 2-0 Delbarton. Kenny Agostino on his way to Yale, his 47th of the year.
At time, just a little miscommunication between McSparron and his defenseman, and Kenny Agostino, left-handed shot coming down on the right side, was able to pick up the rebound. There's the first save, great save. There comes in front, and there you see Agostino just pop it home into the open half of the net for a 2-0 Delbarton lead. Great save, there's the second shot. No chance at all for McSparron.
As you mentioned, he was a player of the year last year with 32 goals and 42 assists. He's now at 47 and 32 this year for 79 points. Delbarton again, Dan Piravano will bounce it back to the point for Pesci. Pesci will wrap it back around behind the net. Centering pass is blocked down. Delbarton just flying in the offensive zone.
They play with great confidence.
Michael Longo will get 1 assist. Michael Ambrosia will get the other at the 4:23 mark.
Guy Gaudreau, not what he wanted to open up the game, as just 4 shots on goal for Delbarton and 2 are in.
And no shots for Gloucester Catholic. Delbarton wins the draw. Matt Killian will skate out of his own end. Long pass to center ice for Michael Longo. Longo shot gets deflected over the netting and out of play here at Prudential Center.
Good job by Joe Usher, just getting his stick on the puck. You don't have to be a hero and get your body in front. You don't have to give it up. Just get your stick on the puck and deflect it out of play. And it's exactly what he did.
Face-off will come to the left of McSparron. Back to the point for Alex Walsh. Walsh will send it deep. Centering pass. Popped out in front. Delbarton shooting it wide. There's Peter McMullen, whose dad is an executive vice president for the Devils. Maybe he can give us a tour of this place and show us around.
I'd like that.
So we can figure out where everything is. This beautiful facility in Newark.
And Peter's been hot as of late, scoring quite a few goals the last 2 or 3 games here in the playoffs, including a hat trick just last week.
Just about 6 minutes into the non-public final here at Prudential Center, and Delbarton, the top seed, is out to a quick 2-0 start. Circling at his own blue line, John Gaudreau gets ahead to his brother Matthew. That is thwarted down, looking for Agostino, breaking, could not connect, still following up the play. Piravano off the stick of Agostino, 3-on-2 the other way for the Rams. Swinging wide is McGahee. McGahee with an offside called as he was trying to get Meehan going to the net.
Ryan Meehan just a stride ahead of the play at the blue line as he's searching for his 5th goal of the game, of the season. Delbarton, look at this. Kenny Agostino, Yale. Killian, Yale. Ambrosia, Princeton. Longo's going to Middlebury. Gano, Colby. Middlebury for Pesci. Bowden is taking Kaminsky, and Paravano, he's going to play junior hockey next year. Wow.
Loaded team, no question about it. They've come out sharp today, looking for their 3rd consecutive state title. Into center ice. Paravano gets it ahead to Kyle Brennan. Brennan dumps it in and gives chase. Brennan battling with Meehan. Pops out in front, taken away by McGahee. McGahee gets around a couple of defenders. 3-on-2 here if they can get it organized. Poked away from McGahee, followed up by Calabrese. But Delbarton has the answer. Here's Killian. Just flips one into center ice, looking for a change. And that will be icing against the Green Wave with 7:53 to play in the first period.
Still no shots on goal for Gloucester Catholic. We have not had to mention Bobby Kaminsky's name once yet, as he's been untested.
Look at the Rams bench. They're 15-3-2. Head coach Guy Gaudreau looking for an offensive spark here. Pesci will bounce it around the net. Kept in by the Rams as they apply the forechecking pressure. Pesci will try the other side for Agostino. His outlet pass is blocked away. Picks it up, will skate through center ice with some speed into the offensive zone, swings to the slot and shoots it just wide.
Boy, he had him beat. He had McSparren beat, but he missed the net.
Now the Rams the other way. Joe Crespo. Crespo gets in with the backhander. It goes in and it is going to count as of now. Kaminsky got run over. They're going to count the goal for now, but they're going to talk about it.
They're going to talk about it. They're going to discuss it. Did 2 things. 1, was there interference by the guy who shot the puck? 2, did the net come off before the puck went in? Let's take a look at it. Now he hits him. The net's off before the puck went in the net, across the goal line. Let's see. Ooh, at the same time. I think they're going to count it.
Great shot from overhead here at Prudential Center. Joe Crespo made the rush into the crease, and the puck found its way home to make it a 2-1 game with 7:22 to play in the first period.
That's such a tough call for an official. You have the possibility of interference by the goal scorer. You have the possibility of the net coming off before the puck goes in. All those things happen in a blink of an eye. Even with the replay, we were just about able to tell.
We'll get you the official goal scoring here. Here's a penalty coming up. This will be against Gloucester Catholic's Joe Usher. He'll be getting 2 minutes for hooking. 7:56 the time of the penalty, and here's a look at the goal again. We believe it'll be Crespo.
Notice, he flies right into him, and then the puck bounces off a defenseman of Delbarton before entering the net. So I think Crespo's going to get credit. That'll be his 10th of the season, but he really leveled Kaminsky.
Power play for Delbarton.
The Gloucester Catholic goal scored by number 20, Joe Crespo.
It is Crespo off the skate of a defenseman getting credit for the goal.
Assisted by number 12,
John Forsyth will get an assist.
And number 4.
They're shorthanded, and we'll have a penalty on Delbarton as John Gaudreau broke in. And we'll have 4-side hockey.
Well, we know Gaudreau can score goals. He has 21 so far this year, and you just saw a burst of speed as short-handed. He came right down the middle, forcing Delbarton to hook him and take him out of the play. Matt Killian's going to sit 2 minutes, and there you see the hook. And immediately, Gaudreau looked at the official and said, "You going to call that one?" There's the stick outstretched around his ankle, around his thigh, I should say, and you see the arm raised by our official.
8:16 the time of the call, 4-on-4 for 1:40.
This really opens up the ice. Watch for the more skilled, the faster skaters really to excel.
Slashing on Killian is the call. Here's Agostino, one of the dangerous ones, looking to go cross ice. And that was set up by Ambrosia, who tried to go far side. It deflects in a McSparren, and he'll hang on for a faceoff.
The 4-on-4 situation is really convenient for teams that like to play an open style of game, and that's definitely Delbarton, as well as Gloucester Catholic a little bit, but it opens up. You don't have the clogging in the center ice area. Players are able to freewheel a little more.
Face off to the left of McSparren, still 4-on-4 for minute 19. And then a brief power play for Gloucester Catholic. Pesci will send it in behind the net. Pesci back at the point. Has to dump it down low again. For Jelna. He loses control. Joe Crespo starts the other way, looking for another one. Down that right side again. Centers one in front. And that was about thigh high, and nobody able to knock that one home. Crespo keeps it at the point. Shot. Kaminsky makes the save on a blast off the stick of Anthony Calabrese.
That's the kind of shot Bobby Kaminsky's looking for. From about 50 feet out, square right into his chest. And for the senior, who has 18 wins so far this year, that was an easy one.
Shots are now 6-4 Delbarton. The Rams couldn't buy a look at the goal early on. That first 8 minutes that Guy Gaudreau talked about. His team down 2-0, but they're back in it. This will be an offside as Alexei Kruglov, who moved to the States from Russia in May of 2008, could not keep that one in the zone.
He tried. Tommy Davis, who just missed the goal a few moments ago as the centering pass was just beyond his reach down in front of Patrick McSparren.
Michael Longo will drop pass for Agostino. Agostino ahead to Ambrosia. Ambrosia cuts in on McSparren, and he makes the save and hangs on. That play happened very innocently, and it became a big scoring threat.
Great pass from way back in the defensive zone to start that up. But watch as he's not sure is he going to come across, is he going to take the shot? He takes the shot, it actually hits McSparren's pad, then goes into his glove, and he holds on.
Still for a side here. And then a 20-second power play for the Rams. Right point, Davis, high and wide of the net. Ambrosia on the near boards. Back to Davis off his stick. Stays in the zone. Gathered up by the Rams. John Gaudreau, left circle, scores! And we're tied at 2! The coach's son, his 22nd of the season.
Again, what looked to be an innocent play. He was forced wide, but he's so accurate with that shot. He lets it go from about 20 feet out and beats him to the far side, up over the left shoulder of Bobby Kaminsky. And just like that, we are tied at 2 as a 4-on-4 situation opens up that ice.
The goals 2 minutes and 16 seconds apart, and they've erased those first 8 minutes or so.
They sure have.
And now a brief power play for the Rams. Delbarton dumps to the blue line. Calabrese keeps it in. Francis Fournet back behind the net for Ronnie D'Angelo. Penalty is over. Back to 5-a-side hockey. There's one sliding in front that goes wide.
Assisted by number 19,
Mike McGahey gets an assist.
and number 44, Ryan
along with Ryan Meehan. Delbarton now in a tie game. 4:15 to play, first period. Nice poke check by Usher as he got it away from Piravano. Mike Piravano again behind the net. Taken away, here's Gaudreau again. Gaudreau cuts through center ice. Weaves to the outside where he's surrounded, and it pops free. A 1-on-1 for Ambrosia. Trying to join the rush is Piravano. The centering pass, and McSparren makes a great save and scrambles to cover up. Wow, what a play by the senior to keep us tied at 2.
Patrick McSparren, he anticipated that pass. He started moving from his right to his left before the pass was even made to make the save. There you see, sliding over. Now he's not sure where it is, so he just does what all goalies do, close the pads, take up as much space as possible. There's the save. It's somewhere underneath him. He's flipping around. He doesn't know. And then finally, a defenseman helps him out and tucks it under his left leg.
Big save right there. Another one in front. It's free. And Agostino pounds it home again for his second of the game. And it's 3-2 Delbarton. 48th of the season for the senior.
There's a reason why this kid's going to Yale, and he was the Star Legend Player of the Year last year. He is just outstanding. He has a nose for the puck. Watch this. The shot comes. He kicks it from his skate up to his stick and then puts it home. Just Delbarton responding very well after having the game tied up. There you see with his right skate, he kicks it up to his stick. He's a left-handed shot and taps it into the open corner.
Took them a minute 24 to retake the lead. Agostino, 48 on the year.
He's a scoring machine.
Wild first period with 5 goals. In front, pretty good look there for Peter McMullen. Michael Ambrosia will pick up his second assist of the period at 11:18. Back in on McSparren, and this time it is Jelnow trying to poke it home and could not.
Delbarton doing a great job, especially right around the cage. McSparren's not having a moment to rest as both teams are clogging right in front. But again, look at the pressure, look at the work by Matt Jelnow. Backhand shot, forehand shot, and then finally a clearing by the defense.
2:56 to play in the period, 3-2 Delbarton leading. Dennis Daring wins the draw against Gaudreau, but Gaudreau comes up with it along the boards, flipping it ahead, looking for Alexei Krugloff, and a very nice defensive play made by Alex Walsh. Into center ice, it's Brennan. Leaves it for Daring. Stolen away in the neutral zone by Brennan, waiting for a teammate to clear the zone. Now we've got a whistle, and it looks like a penalty.
Going to be a roughing penalty coming up here.
And it's going to be
the Catholic.
Absolutely, it'll be John Bowen getting 2 minutes for roughing.
Official Ryan Honig making the call, and Bruce Chattel getting his top 5 guys out there for this power play. He knows if he can pop one in now in the last few minutes of the first period, that'll be big.
12:33, the time of the call. Power play for Delbarton. Matt Killian goes along the left boards for Piravano. Piravano down deep for Longo.
McSparren used every bit of that left leg right out to the toe to make that save.
1:38 left on the man advantage, and there's a much needed clear for the Rams.
That time Delbarton had 2-on-1 in tight. Maybe he should have taken the shot, he elected to pass. Good job by the Gloucester Catholic defense to break it up.
Still plenty of time for Delbarton. Starting up the left side is Ambrosia. He's had a good first period with a couple of assists. Ambrosia circling. Will take over at the blue line. Fires one low. It's blocked down in front. Rebound. And McSparren makes the save on Agostino with 1:09 left on the power play. 1:36 to play in the first period. Stay with us. During the intermission, we'll talk with Jeff Vanderbeek, the chairman and managing partner of the New Jersey Devils, the hosts for these championship games here at Prudential Center, and one of the sponsors as well. They've done an excellent job, Pete.
Oh, it's always fun to come here and work.
Work? Does it work? Is it?
Not today. Thursday was work, eating all that food at the luncheon.
Yeah, what a luncheon that was. Gloucester Catholic will send it all the way down with 45 seconds left on the penalty. Here's Agostino in some space. Couldn't control that one making the move, and it's cleared blue line to blue line by the Rams. Into center ice. Looking ahead for Piravano. He was taken out of the play. And Back to the red line, it's Killian with 24 on the penalty. Behind the net, Ryan Meehan. Back to the point, Killian. Goes cross ice, looking for Davis. Davis lost the handle, goes behind the net for McMullen. And it's cleared all the way down the ice. That'll take care of the penalty as Bowen is out of the box with 27 seconds left in the period. 5 goals in the first 11 minutes. Here's one in front, and McSparran stays home as Jelna was there trying to redirect that one over a shoulder.
Absolutely. McSparran, that was a little tougher than it looked because it was a kind of a flipping pass, and Matt Gelnow was cruising right down the middle looking to redirect it. He did not get a piece of it, but even that can distract the goaltender. Good save by McSparran.
17 and a half seconds left in the period. Offensive zone faceoff for the Green Wave. Looking for control here for another opportunity. It slides to center ice. Davis will send it back in with 8 seconds left in the period. Gloucester Catholic just trying to stay out of trouble here in the final seconds, and the Rams will do exactly that. A lot of action in the first period in this non-public final from Prudential Center. 5 goals, 15-6 the shots for Delbarton, and the Green Wave will take a 1-goal lead to the locker room. After 1, here in Newark, it is Delbarton 3, Gloucester Catholic 2. Stay with us. Jeff Vanderbeek, chairman and managing partner of the Devils, will be our guest in the intermission. You are watching High School Sports Showcase on MSG Varsity. We are between periods here on MSG Varsity at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, as we are covering the New Jersey State High School Hockey Championships, and the hosts are the New Jersey Devils, and we're pleased to be joined by Jeff Vanderbeek, who is the chairman and managing partner of the Devils. And how proud is the organization to be able to host this event again this year?
Oh, we're extremely proud. You know, just to be a part of the growth of youth hockey and high school hockey this time of year, to show off our building to, you know, another subset of New Jersey is just tremendous.
161 high school hockey teams in New Jersey. It is growing very rapidly, isn't it?
It is growing rapidly. In fact, this year was we broke a record for the most teams that qualify for the playoffs, which is great. We have 3 teams in this final, which have never been here before. 4 teams that weren't here last year. So both the growth and the balance, I think, is showcased today.
Your son plays at Providence College. What about the talent level in the state of New Jersey?
It continues to grow exponentially. I mean, there are more kids coming out of high school from New Jersey that are going to D1 programs, D3 programs than ever before by a long shot. There are first-round draft picks in the NHL over the last 2 or 3 years from New Jersey. So that curve is real steep.
Now, obviously, you've got a great building here to host the event, but getting the connection with high school student athletes, what's that like for the Devils as well?
It's very, very important. It's the way to showcase our sport, get in a part of and be a part of kids, quite frankly, 4, 5, 6 years of age. We actually have programs in this building, in our practice facility, early as 5 years old here. So, you know, we need to get this from the grassroots. The Devils have always stood for grassroots in the state of New Jersey. This is just another indication.
And what do you think that Olympic final between Canada and the U.S. will do for hockey in the States?
Oh, I think it would do a lot. I don't go a day now after that where people don't come up and say that was unbelievable. Parisi's this, Langenbrunner, issues with Marty. Even last night, obviously, we played the Penguins. Crosby against Zach again. So it's just on people's minds constantly now.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for taking the time and enjoy the day here.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks to Jeff Vanderbeek, the chairman and managing partner of the Devils. And now the highlights in the first period for Delbarton. Tom Pesci from the point scores 1:15 in, and the Green Wave off to a very fast start, Pete. They score again.
And that time it's Agostino popping it home to make it 2-zip for Delbarton, but it doesn't take long for Gloucester Catholic. There we see the shot, and that's Crespo. He's going to get credited for his 22nd of the year. And then the coach's son, coming up here. Watch his quick wrist shot. Up over the left shoulder. Ties the game at 2. Delbarton not to be denied. They work hard. They keep coming after it. There's the shot. Agostino scores his 48th of the season.
So 2 in the period for the Yale-bound senior, and 15-6, the shots on goal for Delbarton. They dominated in faceoffs, but if you're Gloucester Catholic, you're still in this game.
Oh, absolutely. They have to be happy. Trailing a top team in the nation only by 1 after the first period. I think they're happy to be where they are.
So 3-2, Delbarton with the lead here at Prudential Center in the NJSI AA Devils non-public final. Delbarton looking for its 3rd consecutive state championship. In Public B, West Essex was a winner for the 2nd time, shutting out Hopewell Valley by a 3-0 score. And then in a very entertaining and wild game in Public A, the 16th seed, the lowest one ever to reach the state finals, Toms River South, held on for a 2-1 win over Randolph despite getting outshot by about 4-1.
Randolph threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at Toms River South, but they were outstanding.
Now Delbarton, 26-1 on the season. The Green Wave with some very notable alumni, including an NBA player in Troy Murphy and an NFLer in Rod Trafford.
And Troy Murphy also a Notre Dame grad.
Green Wave, #1 seed in non-public. Only 1 slip-up this year. Pete, a 26-1 record, as you said, against a really good schedule.
They were nipped by St. Augustine in the Gordon Cup semifinals, and that's been the only blip all season. Even when they went up to New England to play some of the prep schools up there, they were outstanding.
Mike Quick knows everything about high school sports, and he's taking your calls live on a Quick 60. Call in live at 516-224-6100, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. only on MSG Varsity. Second period about to begin here in Newark with the teams at full strength. Delbarton in the white, leading 3-2. Patrick McSparron made 12 saves in a very busy first period. The Gloucester Catholic Rams, just the 6th year as a varsity program, trying to pull off the win here over Delbarton.
And we take a look at Bobby Kaminsky, senior, not a big guy, 5'8", solid kid though at 180.
So the Rams down a goal. They were trailing 2-0. Quickly came back to tie it, scoring a pair of goals 2 minutes and 16 seconds apart, but Bruce Chattel's team answered a minute 24 later to take a 3-2 lead after 1.
Sometimes Bruce doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's an excellent coach. There we take a look at Guy Gaudreau for Gloucester Catholic, his 3rd year at the helm.
At the blue line, we've got an offside call. Again, it's Delbarton in white, Gloucester Catholic in the maroon. Michael Longo to take the draw against John Gaudreau. Delbarton wins the face-off, but control for Gloucester Catholic. Cross-ice pass goes behind Alexei Krugloff. Starting the other way for Delbarton is Jelna. Drop pass out of the reach. And back the other way is Gaudreau. Gaudreau, cross-ice pass on the backhand. Tough one for McGahee to handle. Tried to kick it to his blade and could not.
That's because he was a right-handed shot on the left-hand side and the pass was a little behind him.
Delbarton back into the offensive end, trying to get set up here. Coming in from the point is Alex Walsh. Walsh caught in deep, and now a 3-on-2 with Gaudreau. Drop pass for Krugloff. And on the return, that was defended well by Delbarton. Player down as they scramble for the puck on the near side. And coming out of there is Mike Caravano. Caravano shakes off a check at the blue line. Will slide it in. Partial change here for Delbarton. Pesci going cross ice for Davis. Davis ahead to Ambrosia. Agostino spins off a check, now Piravano. Agostino looks to center it, stolen away. And look at how quickly Delbarton retreats on the back check.
You know, the transition game for them is unbelievable. The puck is moving one way, so all the players are moving one way. They lose possession, everybody comes back.
And they do it very quickly, no circling around.
Oh, no ring turns, stop on a dime, get back and help your defense out.
And now some extracurricular after the whistle.
Well, years ago, George Powers played for this team, and he was in this Tournament of Champions series way back a couple of years ago. Right now he's with the Anaheim Ducks, originally a draft choice of the LA Kings. He too went to Princeton after playing at Delbarton.
Well, Pete, you refereed in the state for 33 years, so you've seen the sport grow exponentially. And we talked with Jeff Vanderbeek, the managing partner of the Devils, and he was mentioning NHL players and first-round picks, guys like James Van Riemsdyk with the Flyers, among others. How much has hockey improved in the Garden State?
Oh, it really has. And you mentioned Van Riemsdyk, who plays for the Flyers, who was the second pick overall, first-round second pick overall, played for Christian Brothers Academy, and scored the game-winning goal in overtime his sophomore year to give the title to CBA.
A lot of traffic in front of McSparran. Shot didn't get through.
And by the way, that was against Delbarton.
And there are others from New Jersey, too, starting to make their mark. And you see it continuing to progress and improve?
Absolutely. And it happens at all levels, not only at the high school level. The junior players in New Jersey are doing a lot better.
Centering pass was stolen away nicely by Killian. Open man in front. Delna with a drop pass. And on the rebound of that block shot, McMullen missed an open net. He had a lot of room there.
I don't know how Peter McMullen missed the net, but he did because he had a great chance.
Delna skates in, shot blocked. Boy, Gloucester Catholic is doing a good job of keeping pucks from getting through. And they're still being outshot 15-6 early in the second period. Nice play by Ryan Meehan. He'll reverse now for Calabrese on the other side. Calabrese, though, never got a stick on it, and it's stolen away.
That's what happens when you're at the end of your shift. Calabrese didn't hustle for that puck, and Delbarton was able to secure it.
Staying in at the point is Walsh. Couldn't hold that line, however. Walsh knocked down by McGahee. And this is sent all the way down. It'll be icing against Delbarton with 11:13 to play in the second period. So let me ask you the same question I asked Jeff Vanderbeek. The Olympic final and the Olympic tournament for Team USA, what effect, if any, is it going to have?
Well, I think it has an effect because it builds morale, it builds spirit. It gives you a sense of community and pride. I mean, that game, Parisi, local guy, New Jersey, double player, tied it up in the last minute before the Canadians won it in overtime.
So let me ask you this. You know, we talk about the growth of the game in the U.S., and you think about guys from cold weather areas, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. They have certain advantages. Why has New Jersey been the one state to grow so much in terms of hockey?
Well, a little bit helps because we're so densely populated. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of players.
That would be a good start. In front, and a nice save made by Kaminsky. Rebound goes wide. That was an opportunity for Krugloff. Got a penalty coming up here. And now both referees have calls.
That was the first good bit of pressure by Gloucester Catholic the whole second period.
So let's see what we have here with 10:32 to play in the period. Looks like somebody for the Rams will go. And it looks like a second from the Rams will go. So the second time in the state finals that we have seen two penalties on the same play to the same team.
Each called by a different official, but both warranted, as Delbarton will get a two-man advantage. Take a look at some of this action. You're going to see coming up right there. That was one. Oh, there you see the cross-check right in the face. You cannot let that go. And then he looks at the referee and says, what did I do?
So Calabrese will get one penalty. McGahee will get the other. It is a 5-on-3, not anymore, as Delbarton is going to be whistled for an infraction. It'll be a hooking call, and just like that, 7 seconds into the 5-on-3, it's a 5-on-4 power play.
This time it's going to be Michael Longo, guilty of hooking, so the senior's going to negate one of the man advantages. Delbarton will skate 4, Gloucester Catholic will continue to skate 3.
Yeah, Blair said 5-on-4, 4-on-3. Thank you, Pete. There's the hooker right there.
Yep. And you don't have to knock the player down, you just have to impede his progress. And that's exactly what happened.
Also has the penalty number 18, Anthony Calabrese. He received equipment for cross-check.
Both the penalties on Gloucester Catholic were cross-checking calls, and then hooking 7 seconds later on Longo. So, as Pete mentioned, it is a 4-on-3 right now for a minute 25. Still a big stretch in this game with Delbarton up 3-2. One-timer, and McSparran makes the save and hangs on. Killian with the shot, and then a lot of traffic on the doorstep.
And both teams showing a little frustration here. Both teams getting a little edgy, as not quite inviting the other guy out for dinner after the game, but more or less exchanging niceties in a different way. There we see some of that rough activity.
Well, one thing about being Delbarton, when you've won a couple of state titles and you're here again and you're 26-1, you're going to get your opponent's best effort almost every night.
Absolutely. When you have a record like that, you have a target on your back. Everybody's gunning for you.
And this Gloucester Catholic team, the number 3 seed in non-public, 15-3-2 coming in, down by a goal right now. Still a 4-on-3 for another minute. Agostino is not on the ice right now. Jelna fires wide, and the rebound will be kept in by Davis. You have 4-on-3 or 5-on-3. You want to hit the net because of those rebounds. In front, McSparran makes a nice save on McMullen, and the net gets knocked loose. McMullen gets knocked down. Peter McMullen, oh so close a couple of times to lighting the lamp.
Oh, Peter McMullen, great shot, left-handed shot. He was on the right side. He tried to go up over the shoulder of McSparran, but McMullen denied his 15th of the season. Watch here, he comes up. Notice the shoulder real quick, just inches it up a little bit towards his neck and was able to make the save. But again, a lot of traffic in front. There you see a little whack by McSparran, and then you see the knockdown by Ryan Meehan.
Agostino out now on the 4-on-3. He has it behind the goal line. 32 seconds left on the power play. As Agostino already has 2, and that is defended very nicely. Good job by the skate of John Bowen.
That time Agostino tried to do a little too much. He tried to beat 2 guys. He was able to beat 1, but the second one knocked him off.
Gaudreau taken down. The Rams fans looking for a call. None coming here. 10 seconds left on the power play. Big slap shot by Ambrosia. Whistles wide. He had a lot on that one.
He had a lot of room and he had a lot of time.
Here's Agostino in the slot in front. Save. Penalties are over. Short power play for the Rams. Here's Calabrese. Looking ahead for McGahee. McGahee has a 2-on-1 with Gaudreau. McGahee fires and it's blocked wide by Pesci.
What a great job by Pesci to go down and take that play away.
Teams are back to full strength now with 8:11 left in the second period. Delbarton leads 3-2. Matthew Gaudreau had it on his stick, could not control. Delbarton starts the other way. Poke check, and the Rams could not start the rush. Ambrosia will dump it in, take the hit, and then go to the bench. This one will swing all the way through center ice, giving chase as Bowen. He cannot catch up to it as Tommy Davis has it for the Green Wave.
Green Wave setting up nicely from behind their own net. This is the kind of breakout that is needed for a team that forechecks as well as Gloucester Catholic.
One thing you notice about Delbarton, and hits are in favor of Gloucester Catholic right now, Pete, is that they're big and they're fast. They've got that combination.
Yeah, and they're playing a physical game today, and that's, I think, Gloucester Catholic is forcing them to play a physical game because Gloucester Catholic is finishing their checks. They're taking the body every chance they get.
And if you're the Rams, can you take that approach of, we really don't have anything to lose? Everybody expects Delbarton to win this game anyway.
Well, Gloucester Catholic is playing with house money tonight.
And they're very much in this thing, down 3-2. We're midway through regulation at Prudential Center.
We should tell. You can never tell if he's winning, losing. As I mentioned once before, you never want to play cards with that guy. You could never figure out the expression on his face.
Right now he's +1, up 3-2. Joe Crespo had a goal in the first period. Crespo working hard. Couldn't keep it on the stick. Dennis Daring couldn't clear it either. Now Delbarton will try again. It's Tommy Davis skating through the neutral zone into the offensive zone, looking for a drop pass. A little too close there with Brennan. It's stolen. Back the other way comes Crespo. Crespo, a drop pass for Fournier, looking in front, and Into the net goes Calabrese, but the puck went askew.
Well, Calabrese was turned around, looked at the official, and says, is there going to be a hooking or an interference call? Not on that play. Great back checking by Delbarton. A good opportunity, never came to fruition.
You know, the Green Wave have taken home so many trophies. They've won 2 straight non-public championships, as Pete mentioned earlier, also in 2006. That puts a lot of pressure on your goaltender to be strong between the pipes.
And he has been all season.
Bobby Kaminsky coming in at 18-1. The goals against average of 114, and how about the save percentage of 925? Delbarton dumps in. Joe Usher is there for Gloucester Catholic. He'll take the hit from McMullen. Usher still battling. Gaudreau will join the fray. He bumps it ahead for McGahee, but keeping it in is Longo. 2 versus 2 on the other side. Bodies are just flying all over the place right now. Both coaches asking for whistles and neither one getting one. Here's Gaudreau. That wrist shot is blocked off a shin pad. We saw how lethal that shot can be for him in the first period.
That time was Matt Killian getting his right leg in front of the puck, not allowing it to reach Kaminsky.
Under 6 minutes to play in the second period. Delbarton goes for the home run there and will be called for icing.
Some of the action from moments ago, you're going to see skate to skate, but you notice both guys were going down before they actually hooked skates. Right skate to right skate, that's why there was no call.
Toughest call for a hockey official, what is it?
Boy, oh boy. Sometimes it is the play right around the net because you don't have the help or the benefit of a goal judge. Goalies sometimes, if they're quick enough, can pull one out from just going over the line because it's tough to see everything. Or if you're looking at the goal line, an interference or something can happen in front of the net, and you as the official have to be watching the goal line sometimes.
And obviously players have become better in the state of New Jersey, as we talked about. They're bigger, stronger, and faster. How tough is it with 2 guys out there trying to cover the game?
Well, at the high school level, they still use 2 guys. College now uses 3 and sometimes 4. And it's economic why they can't use 3 or 4 guys at the high school level.
Toward the net, Kaminsky had to react quickly to keep that one out from a tough angle. And Delbarton will chip it out of play. Face-off will come to Kaminsky's right.
Delbarton doing an excellent job shutting down Gloucester Catholic. They have no shots so far here in the second period.
18-7 the shots in the game. Delbarton in white leading it 3-2 in the non-public final from Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Gloucester Catholic only had 4 involved in that face-off. This one came out of the zone, so the Rams will have to clear. Deflected into center ice. Now Agostino trying to chip one ahead for Ambrosia, and that was defended nicely by the Rams.
That time Kenny Agostino was hanging at the Gloucester Catholic blue line looking for that home run pass.
Delayed call against Delbarton, and then waved off.
That was a delayed offsides is what they had.
Gaudreau trying to put the pressure on Davis. Play a little bit ragged right now at both ends.
Not too much flow.
Ambrosia scores! That changes that real fast as he blasts one off the glove of McSparron, and it's 4-2 Delbarton.
Michael Ambrosia, Johnny on the spot, picking up that puck just outside the blue line, and he gives Delbarton a 4-2 lead with a big booming slap shot from about 40 feet out as he takes the pass there between the circles. McSparron gets a little bit of his left glove on it, not enough to stop Ambrosia, and for his 31st of the year, Michael Ambrosia.
What a night. Also has 2 assists, giving him 40. So a 3-point night, 71 points on the season. He had 39 goals last year. He's on his way to Princeton.
And you want to hear something? He came into tonight's game a plus 78. 78!
Is that good? There's another shot at McSparron. And now he's taking exception to traffic in the crease as he goes after Kyle Brennan. Here's where the officials could use a little bit of help as they're trying to keep order here.
Yeah, there's only 2 of them and they can't watch everything, but the Delbarton player was pushed into McSparren by his defenseman. Watch, there's a shot off the shoulder, great save. And you see how he's run in? Kyle Brennan was run in by the defenseman. You'll see it right there, and a left hand by McSparren. And then some of the stuff continues. Oh, a glove in the face right there, another glove in the face. Look at the good job by Alex Walsh to get his teammate out of that. Just grabs him and says, come on, get out of there. Don't need to retaliate.
John Bowen and Dan Paravano will each go for 2 minutes here at the 10:55 mark.
And they will still skate 5-on-5. As neither team will be down a man, as they are coincidental minor penalties, and at the high school level, we are replaced on ice with another player.
Mike Paravano will get the assist on the Ambrosia goal to make it 4-2. Give away at the blue line. Crespo, shot blocked down nicely by Davis. Crespo tried to get it back. And now on a break the other way, here is McMullen trying to find that elusive goal. Skates in and McSparren makes a great pad save.
Wow, great save by McSparren, but I was impressed with McMullen. He actually turned around to see how close the player was to catching up to him. Then he came in, took the shot. McSparren, using the right pad, made the save.
Calabrese gets sent to the ice by Longo. Now a 2-on-1. Agostino, Ambrosia, and a big save off the chest protector by McSparren.
McSparren's earning his pay tonight. He's playing outstanding. Although he's led in 4 goals, he's made quite a few very tough saves.
And Kaminsky will catch this dump in and hang on with 2:44 to play. The penalties to Bowen and Dan Paravano were each for roughing.
You see McMullen looked over his shoulder, goes for backhand to forehand, kind of losing his edge, but good save by McSparren.
21-8, the shots for Delbarton. Meehan keeps it in right at the blue line. Nicely done. And now a whistle. And let's see what the call is here.
I think the puck was caught underneath the players, so they just, whenever a referee loses sight, he blows the whistle, the faceoff will be to the left of Bobby Kaminsky.
Another win by the Rams.
Another win for Gloucester Catholic. They have now won their last 6 faceoffs.
Gaudreau around the back of the net, tries to center one in front for McGahee. Meehan at the blue line, standing tall, keeping it in. Good work by the senior. Meehan behind the net right now. Delbarton looking for the break. Agostino, his pass was deflected. Gaudreau knocks that one down at the blue line, has it under control. Tries to center one, goes back to the point. Shot, Kaminsky makes the save and juggles the rebound but hangs on. That was Joe Usher with a shot from the right point.
Michael Ambrosia is going to go though. A little extra after the whistle as he put the Gloucester Catholic player up over Kaminsky and into the net, and it was well after the whistle, not needed. I'm surprised Delbarton lost the cool a little bit on that play, giving Gloucester Catholic a power play with just under 2 minutes remaining here in the second.
13-10, the time of the penalty, and a big opportunity here for the Gloucester Catholic Rams, and off the face-off, save made on the shot by John Forsythe. Cross-check for Ambrosia at 13-10. In front! Oh, short-handed. Quickly jumping on it was Kyle Brennan, and McSparren made a great save.
That was a tremendous play. At the last second, Kyle Brennan turned on the Jets. He outraced the defenseman for Gloucester Catholic, if not for McSparren being super quick. Look right here as the puck comes off the back. Notice the left pad right by the ankle, and then he holds on for the whistle.
That would have been a killer. You get a chance to crawl back within a goal and give up a shorthanded one in the final 2 minutes of the period. Would not have been a good situation for the Rams.
You're absolutely right.
Meehan will wrap it around. Gaudreau lets it go back toward the left point. Calabrese to McGahee. Down low, Gaudreau. 1:10 left in the period. Calabrese to McGahee. The left boards. Down low, Gaudreau. Centering pass in front, and a pad save is made on Krugloff. Quick reaction by Kaminsky right there. A minute left in the period. That was a well set up play. Calabrese goes right point. Meehan, top of the circle. Shot blocked. Calabrese is flat out robbed by Kaminsky with the glove save.
Kaminsky hasn't been tested many times, but in the last 2 minutes, last 20 seconds, I should say, he has come up with 2 outstanding saves. Both times point blank, both times he used the glove, and the first time the pad. Just unbelievable. Watch here. Look as he snatches it out of the air with his left hand. And then a little ushering of his opponent away by his defenseman.
Agostino looking for a shorthanded break there. He has 7 shorthanded goals on the season. In front, Mike Paravano shorthanded, nearly had an opportunity. Now Meehan gets it ahead to Krugloff. Back to Meehan, tied up with his teammate Gaudreau with 37 seconds left on the power play. It is cleared, and it's Agostino ahead of the pack. He'll try and close in a McSparran. Shorthanded, saved once, twice, and he hangs on.
Both goaltenders, they're putting on a clinic tonight. That was an outstanding save by McSparran. Not 1 shot, but 2. The breakaway, he makes the save. The rebound's left out in front. He stops that one as well. Coming in, watch, first shot, second shot. And somehow he got that left glove up there to pick it up out of the air. I don't know how he did it. Boom, there it is. And then he just covers up and squeezes his arms against his body.
What's most impressive to me, Pete, is that they're flat out catching some of these shots cleanly. It's not like they're making saves and there's a rebound. They're holding on with great glove saves.
Goaltenders are a little bit different. They're like left-handed pitchers.
That's a great analogy.
You know how you have the left-handed pitcher, you're always afraid of him a little bit?
I know all about left-handed pitchers, that's for sure. That is the end of the period. Still 11 seconds left on the power play for Gloucester Catholic. Delbarton, looking for its 3rd consecutive state title, has the only goal in the middle stanza, and it's standing up thanks to the work of Bobby Kaminsky in goal. We are through 2 in Newark in the non-public final. It is Delbarton 4, Gloucester Catholic 2. You are watching High School Sports Showcase on MSG Varsity. Begler, Caggiano back at Prudential Center in Newark, getting ready for the 3rd period in the non-public final, brought to you by the Devils and NJSI AA. There you go.
That's it.
I have it in front of me, you can't do it right. 4-2 Delbarton leads Gloucester Catholic. Here are the highlights from the 2nd period. Just 1 goal in this one. It's from Michael Ambrosia of the Green Wave.
This is just an outstanding shot. Almost caught by McSparran, but it goes from his glove off the post and then in. And Michael Ambrosia, again, what a gun that guy has, scoring his 31st of the season.
24-13, the shots on goal favored Delbarton, still better than 2-1 in scoring chances. Neither team has scored a power play goal, and there'll be 11 seconds of man advantage time for Gloucester Catholic to start this 3rd period. So how do you spell NJSIAA again?
Something just like that. It's been a long day.
A little bit. It's been fun. Had a great time. Our crew has been outstanding as always. With all the hard work to bring 3 games of championship hockey. West Essex Public B champs, Toms River South Public A champions, and this one to be determined. A 4-2 game going to the 3rd. Delbarton will win the draw, and they can ice because they are a man down.
Very important for Gloucester Catholic to come out of this shoot here strong They cannot allow Delbarton to take a 3-goal lead.
Delbarton back in its own end. Matt Killian to center ice. Gloucester Catholic will have to clear. Tom Pesci finding Mike Piravano. Piravano cross ice. Cutting in front and scoring the hat trick, Kenny Agostino.
Yale's going to be very happy to have this young fella, Kenny Agostino. Move after move after move. He's got 49 now on the season, and that was a spectacular play as he goes wide, then it looks like he's going to go around the net. Nope, cut in, and then using the long reach of his stick, beats the goaltender by the outstretched right pad to score the 5th goal of the game for Delbarton.
3-goal lead for the Green Wave. It comes at 35 seconds of the third period to finish off the hat trick for Agostino, and now icing will bring the face-off back in the Gloucester Catholic zone.
Just an outstanding move. That time you can't fault Patrick McSparron as he did his best to go left to right, but the long reach of Agostino put it past him.
Well, in the semifinal win over Morristown Beard, he had 2 goals, 1 in the power play, 1 shorthanded. He's got the hat trick in this one in the state championship game.
His 3rd of the game for the hat trick. Assisted by number 10,
Mike Piravano will pick up his 2nd assist of the game. Here's a 2-on-1, and McMullen in front could not poke it home.
I think McSparron's hurt a little bit. He's getting up slowly. Our official talked to him for a second.
A shot wide by the Rams, who are now down by 3. Crespo's effort goes wide in front. John Bowen was free momentarily. That closed up quickly.
Delbarton knows they have to just play defense from here on in.
McMullen to center ice, will backhand it and head to the bench. 13:15 to play. Green Wave looking for their 3rd consecutive title, have a 3-goal lead. Into center ice is Dennis Daring. He can't control, and it pops back to Tommy Davis, who'll retreat with Pesci along the blue line. Brennan will deflect it in, and McSparron will set it up behind his net for Meehan. Ronnie D'Angelo has it, looking for the outlet. And here's Meehan. Flips one in. Kaminsky will hang on for the faceoff.
Gloucester Catholic needs to do more of that, needs to get some shots on goal if they want to get themselves back into this game. Bobby Kaminsky not tested often, only 14 times tonight. As Guy Gaudreau trying to urge his troops to pick up the pace a little bit.
28th game for the Green Wave. Kenny Agostino with 49 goals. And here he is again. Can he get to the 50 mark? 2-on-1 with Piravano. Piravano deflected it on net, but a save by McSparron right at the doorstep. Agostino and poked away from him.
Some players just have a nose for the puck. They know where it's going to be. They get there ahead of time, and then the puck arrives and they pop it home.
What I like about that, Pete, even though they didn't score, is that here's a guy with 49 goals, 3 tonight. He made the pass. Back the other way, Ambrosia, and he scores! Michael Ambrosia with his 2nd of the game to go along with a pair of assists, and it's 6-2 Green Wave.
Well, I think the wheels have come off for Gloucester Catholic right now as Patrick McSparron has seen quite a few shots. And again, look at the effort by Delbarton. Ambrosia, beautiful move, fake forehand, going to backhand, up over the shoulder of McSparron on the short side. And Delbarton is starting to pour it on right now.
Ambrosia has 4 points. That's his 32nd goal of the season. Agostino has 3 points. Piravano a couple of assists. 6-2 lead for the Green Wave. They're out shooting Gloucester Catholic 2-1. What I was saying about Agostino, he could have easily tried to keep that himself and get his 50th goal, 4th of the night, and he passed the puck to Piravano.
That's why this team is so successful. They're an unselfish team.
Agostino will get his 4th point as he gets an assist on the goal for Ambrosia. So Agostino now with 49 goals, 33 assists. That gives him a total of 260 points in his career, extending his school record. 260.
260 points for 4 years. That's unbelievable.
Back at the point, Killian. We've got a whistle.
I think what they're going to call is that a Delbarton player was in the crease while Delbarton was in possession of the puck, so the faceoff will come outside the zone. And you see a little complaining being done by Matt Gelnow saying, I was held in there. It doesn't matter. If you go in on your own accord, even if you're held in once you get there, and your team has possession, faceoff comes outside.
Gaudreau tossed out of the faceoff, replaced by McGahee. Pesce will flip it in. With just over 11 minutes to play, Delbarton has increased the lead to 4 early in this third period, scoring a pair of goals 2 minutes and 13 seconds apart. Big hit on Calabrese right in front of his bench. Gaudreau has to wait, and finally Krugloff clears the zone, but Gaudreau forced to retreat to his own blue line. Now he'll start the other way. Drop pass for McGahee, couldn't handle, and it goes through Krugloff. Pesce is there, he'll bounce it to the left point, kept in nicely by Calabrese. To center ice. Calabrese tries to spin away from Brennan, could not. Now a second opportunity. Krugloff gets knocked to the deck by Agostino. Now Agostino up that right side with Ambrosia going to the net, and it's knocked away nicely by Ryan Meehan.
That time Agostino should have taken a shot.
Alex Walsh under heavy pressure from Francis Fournet. Banked ahead for Agostino. Return pass for Tommy Davis. Davis looking ahead for Ambrosia, and that was stick down at center ice. Agostino for Ambrosia again. Ambrosia one-on-one, wheeling and dealing through skates. Tries to wrap it in deep and does so to Paravano. Now Agostino behind the net, trying to come out in front. He is shielded off nicely by Joe Usher. Shoveled in with the backhand by Russ Welsh.
We are seeing a well-oiled team here in Delbarton. They're doing everything just like it says in the book.
Kaminsky keeping that pad tight to the post. McMullen, that's knocked down by a high stick. Play will continue as it's touched up by Paravano. That'll roll in on McSparren, and he'll hang on with 9:11 left in the third period.
That fellow right there, McSparren, faced a lot of shots. 28 so far. And those teams doing their best. They're coming up a little bit short right now with just over 9 to go.
Face off to the right of McSparren. Back to the point, Pesce. His shot slips a little bit wide. Forsyth reverses for Gloucester Catholic, and he finds Joe Crespo. Crespo with a long pass trying to go back to Forsyth at center ice. It was behind him. Matt Killian will send it in for the Green Wave. McMullen first one there on the right wing boards. Matthew Gaudreau clears it to center ice. Delbarton content to retreat and regroup. Up by 4 with just over 8.5 to play. No icing on this one.
One thing I noticed about Delbarton, they're keeping one, if not both, defensemen back. They know they don't have to score any more goals. They just don't want to give any up to Gloucester Catholic.
Matthew Gaudreau stick handling into the neutral zone. Still with control. Cutting to the left, shoots, and Kaminsky hangs on with the glove.
Nice for Kaminsky to see a shot. It's been quite a while. Sometimes a goaltender can get a little stale, a little stiff, just waiting for something to happen. That time, easy save with the left hand. Watch as the shot comes from the right side of your screen. Oop, right there. I'm just like picking an apple off a tree. That's mine. I got it.
Face-off will come to Kaminsky's right. Gaudreau against Daring. Draw one by Delbarton. Kyle Brennan hustles after this one, prevents the icing. Will keep the clock running. Brennan sandwiched to the glass. Gloucester Catholic looking to go long off the stick of Krugloff. Krugloff will forecheck on Matt Killian. Sent back the other way by the Green Wave. And this will be icing called against Delbarton.
Game has slowed a little bit right now as Delbarton going to a little bit of defensive shell. Gaudreau shaking his head, not much more he can say to his team other than go out there, fellas, and do your best. Give me 100% for the last 7.5 minutes. Let's see if we can get back into it.
Trailing 6-2 in this non-public final. Still working hard. Being outshot 28-16. Now we've got a penalty coming up here. And a roughing call against Gloucester Catholic's John Bowen. He'll go to the penalty box for the 3rd time.
Well, it's nice when you make a call as an official and the player just turns around and skates right into the box. You don't even have to point at him. You don't have to say anything to him. He knows. He just goes right to the box.
7:28 is the time of the penalty. Delbarton will have a power play. So the support for all 6 teams that have made it to Prudential Center has been really fantastic. Large groups of students have been here. Pesci skates in. McSparron maybe got a glove on it, maybe caught some post as well.
I think he got his left hand up on that one.
There's Pesci again, and another whistle. And again, a lot of attention in the crease. That play was blown dead as that shot was sent in from the left point.
I think they're going to call what they called earlier, a Delbarton player in the crease. The faceoff will come outside the zone as Dan Paravano parking himself right in front of Patrick McSparron. Check that.
Is there a
cover
point
a little?
Excuse me, Pete, is there a point where that becomes a penalty?
You know, it's only a penalty if he interferes. And it's no goal if he's in there when the puck is scored. But if he's in the crease and he's not interfering, it is not a penalty. It's just a whistle and the faceoff comes outside.
Calabrese shorthanded. Gets it ahead to Matthew Gaudreau, the freshman, skating in, gets upended by McMullen as Kaminsky will again hang on for a faceoff.
Delbarton turning up the heat here, won 7 of the last 7 faceoffs. Again, shot from the left side, goes down quickly, but Bobby Kaminsky makes the easy save.
Another draw controlled by the Green Wave. Killian will slowly bring it forward. Goes left side for Paravano. Paravano drops it back to Killian at the point. They play give and go. Killian taps it along the blue line to Walsh. There's Agostino for Ambrosia. Walsh, his shot blocked down and able to clear are the Rams with 55 left on the penalty.
Again, Delbarton doing a good job setting up inside the Gloucester Catholic zone, working the puck well, working for that one shot.
Good job by Matthew Gaudreau, deep on the penalty kill, forcing that turnover. And the Rams send it back to center ice, where it's gloved down by Killian with 36 seconds left on the penalty. Agostino for Ambrosia was in his skates. Now Ambrosia with a nice stick check. Meehan behind the net, gets bodied up by Michael Longo. Agostino with 20 on the power play for Pesci. Pesci left circle shot. McSparron the save. Ambrosia corrals the rebound behind the net. Shot's now 29-17 for Delbarton. 10 seconds left on the power play. Pesci fires another save made by McSparron. Longo with Agostino. Ambrosia. Shot, save, McSparron. Penalty is over on the rebound. Steered wide by Agostino.
This kid's going to be seeing pucks in his dreams, McSparron. He's getting point-blank shots, 5 feet out, 10 feet out, 25 feet out. And he's playing an unbelievable game, even though he's given up 6 goals.
These are not shots just kind of looped in from the blue line. They've got some mustard on them.
And they're all ticketed for either one of the corners or the 5-hole.
There's a giveaway. Gaudreau down in the corner. Back to the point for Meehan. That is blocked away by McMullen. It bounces forward to Jelnow. Jelnow skating in, and he is pulled down. We'll have a penalty called against Gloucester Catholic. This will be 2 minutes for tripping at 10:10 of the third period.
Yeah, that time Gelnow put on the Jets, and he was taken down from behind. Watch him here. And then there you see the slash in the trip right at the skates. Again, though, McSparren had to come up with the save as that puck might have snuck in the short side. Nope, it hit the side of the net.
Joe Usher will get the 2-minute call for tripping. Delbarton back on the power play. Seventh minor against Gloucester Catholic. 4 whistled against Delbarton. Francis Fournier, short-handed, trying to attack here. Had it bounce off his stick. Green Wave back the other way, led by Longo. He'll backhand it in behind McSparren. Pirovano behind the net, gets taken down. Calabrese with a nice spin move. Will bounce it to himself off the boards, but it's picked up by his teammate and cleared by John Forsyth with 1:28 left on the power play.
Gloucester Catholic cannot be content with just icing the puck. They're going to have to try to make some offensive opportunities out of this penalty kill.
Delbarton with the man advantage and leading by 4 goals late in the third. Killian, a 6'2 junior, played a strong game along the blue line. Mike Pirovano, a senior, gets it to Agostino. Agostino, drop pass, Ambrosia, slap shot, and a save made by McSparren. And then again, bodies flying, as this time it's Longo sent to the deck.
That was McSparren with a little bit of a spear or a push up the stick at the skates.
Bowen was in there as well.
Take a look, there's the save. Now watch this, there's the half attack, and now watch the stick coming right, between the legs, and then a push from behind.
Let's see what we have coming out of all this. There are a lot of extra bodies on the ice right now in the middle of a change.
I don't think we're going to get any calls right now, but the officials are not going to allow the change by Gloucester Catholic. They're going to have to put their original guys out there.
There's another 2 minutes on the board for Gloucester Catholic. And it's going to be against McSparren.
Yeah, Biaco's going to sit the penalty, but it's against McSparren for that poke with his stick.
5-on-3. Slashing call on McSparren. Pesci closes in. McSparren makes the save up high. 2-man advantage here for Delbarton for another 35 seconds. Tommy Davis mishandled, bodied up by Meehan. Dan Pirovano, that pass misfires. Calabrese looking for a clear here, and he will get it to center ice with 15 seconds left on the first penalty.
And Delbarton doing what they do best, control the puck.
Wrapped in behind McSparren, who has now made 28 saves in the game. The first penalty is over. It's 5-on-4 for another minute. The play is getting very physical in the Gloucester Catholic zone.
Especially right in front of McSparren, as defensemen are taking liberties with the forwards from Delbarton.
Matt Killian has it. Goes cross ice for Connor Bilby. Bilby, a sophomore, getting some power play time. Biaco out there with Trevor Agostino, a sophomore, Kenny's younger brother. 22 left on the power play. Killian in front. McSparren blocks that one down. Bilby along the left boards. Goes deep for Biaco. Back to Bilby with 10 seconds left on the man advantage. Under 2 minutes to play in the championship game.
Biaco gets some ice time first. He serves the penalty, then he gets to take a shift for the senior.
Penalties are expired. We are 5 aside with 1:40 left in the game.
Check that, he's a freshman, my error.
And here is an offside as Agostino is in ahead of the puck. 1:34 to play. It'll be the third consecutive state championship for the Green Wave of Delbarton.
And you can't say enough about this team, from the coaching staff all the way down, the support they get from the administration at the school, from the student body, and from everybody in the community. They are just the flagship of hockey here in New Jersey. There we take a look at Bruce Chattel. His 9th season behind the bench, record of 212, 25 losses, 18 ties. That's unbelievable. His first year behind the bench in 2002, he won the state championship, and he's been on a ride ever since then.
Averaging less than 3 losses a season. An equipment problem for McSparran has been taken care of. Now, Pete, they have quite a few seniors that we showed you earlier going to play college, so they've got a lot of ability. Is this a situation as Agostino scores his 4th? Ambrosia will get another assist, and it's 7-2 Delbarton, each with 5 points in the game.
Icing on the cake for Agostino.
And that's his 50th of the year.
Wow, what a nice even number, huh? To score 50 on the backhand, all alone, right in front. Nice way to close out your high school career.
He's a senior.
He's going to Yale next year.
Longo's a senior, Ambrosia's a senior, Kaminsky, the goalie's a senior, so they're losing a lot, no question. 3 straight titles. Are they vulnerable, though?
Nah, because they have 5 juniors and 6 sophomores on this squad.
Here's a penalty against Delbarton. Jelna taking Ronnie D'Angelo down, so it'll be a power play for Gloucester Catholic with 1:09 left.
I think it's a little too late right now for Gloucester Catholic.
Well, 4 goals for Agostino. We asked his head coach, Bruce Chattel, what makes Kenny Kenny?
Kenny is special. He is one of the most dynamic players that I've ever seen. He's the most dynamic player that I've ever coached. He's got a great stick. He's got a knack for coming up big in big spots. He's elusive, and he's very, very strong on the puck. So Kenny has the ability to really throw it around with anybody, and he's got 2 good line mates that put it away from him as well.
And we've sure seen that with the 5-point game for Ambrosia as well. Final 45 seconds of play here.
For him to score 50 goals with the competition that Delbarton plays against is amazing. They don't play any fluff games. Every one of their games are against top teams, both here in New Jersey and across the country.
Not to mention the competition on his team for guys who can score goals as well. Power play for Gloucester Catholic. 23 seconds left. We'd like to again thank Mike Levine and Chris Madrinsky of the New Jersey Devil staff for all of their help and assistance. And special thanks to Jay McCairo as well for all the help to help us put these games on for you from Prudential Center. So for the 3rd straight time, the Delbarton Green Wave in 1.7 seconds will celebrate a state championship.
Tom Pesci a little premature. He threw his glove in the air. He threw his stick in the air. He thought time was going to expire. Now he collects it and gets ready for his last face-off with just 1.7 seconds.
Well, now his goaltender, Bobby Kaminsky, knows what's coming. And they're going to have to skate the length of the ice to get to their goaltender now.
The Delbarton bench, they're sitting there with legs over the boards, ready to jump on. And there they go. I always wondered if somebody's going to get hurt in a pile-up like that. This is not like baseball. They have skates on.
Third straight championship, and Bruce Chattel told us at the luncheon on Thursday, it never gets old, and it certainly doesn't look that way as the Green Wave is celebrating with their fellow students here at Prudential Center as they will take home the trophy in the non-public division with a 7-2 win over Gloucester Catholic. A lot of firepower. Kenny Agostino with 4 goals and an assist. Michael Ambrosia with a pair of goals and 3 assists. And the Green Wave finish up at 27-1. Gloucester Catholic, after a fantastic season, 15-4-2 for the number 3 seeds. Delbarton, champions again. Final score from Newark, 7-2. The Green Wave with the win. We'll come back with more from Prudential Center in a moment. You're watching High School Sports Showcase on MSG Varsity. Back at Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, third straight year, Delbarton wins the non-public championship with a 7-2 win over Gloucester Catholic. Pete, a very impressive performance for the Green Wave.
Absolutely. This was the Kenny Agostino and Mike Ambrosia show, as both players were phenomenal on the ice tonight, carrying Delbarton to the 7-2 victory. Each with 5 points in the game. Power plays unsuccessful both ways, but just too much talent for Delbarton, out shooting the opponent 36-17. Well, they're called the Green Wave, and they came in waves tonight. It's pouring rain outside, but the rain could have been in this building because they just kept coming like sheets of water. So Delbarton finishes at 27-1. Gloucester Catholic at 15-4-2. The Green Wave picking up its third consecutive non-public final. Our thanks to Statman Mike DeChico and our entire crew, who has been fantastic in this triple header at Prudential Center. For my partner Pete Caggiano, I'm Steve Degler saying so long from Newark, New Jersey. The final score once again in the non-public championship, Delbarton 7, Gloucester Catholic 2. This is High School Sports Showcase on MSG Varsity.